Welcome to the Elementary Parent University tutorial, Aspen 101. We hope by now you have activated your Aspen account. If you still need an activation letter, come by the school to pick it up. Sorry, but we cannot send these home with students. You will use the security code in the letter to activate your account. You only need to do this once. If you have more than one child in the division, they should be automatically linked once your account is activated. If they're not, call the school and let us know. If you have difficulty activating your account, it's probably one of these reasons. You are not putting dashes in your phone number, or you're using a different phone number than the one we have on file. It could also be that you're using a different email address than the we have on file, or you need to capitalize the first letter of your email address. Most were entered into the system with all lowercase letters, but occasionally an email gets entered with an uppercase letter at the beginning. If you still cannot activate your account, contact your school. Once you have activated your account, you can find the link for Aspen on any one of our school home pages or on the YCSD website. Don't try to Google it. You'll probably end up on a school site in Denver. Your login ID is your email address. Your password is whatever you use when you activated your account. If you forgot your password, click on the I Forgot My Password link and follow the instructions. We've gotten a lot of questions about student activation codes. Students do not need to activate their accounts like you did. The accounts are already activated. Their logon ID is their student number, which they mostly think of as their lunch number, and their password is the same one they use to log on to computers at school. Alright, so let's get started. If you have been with York County Schools prior to this year, you might remember Edline. Our division websites, school websites, and teacher web pages all existed under Edline. The division website and individual school websites are still under the Edline umbrella. Because Aspen is secure and requires a login ID and a password, we are continuing to use Edline for our division and school public web presence. Go to Edline when you want school information. Go to Aspen when you want teacher and student information. Once you're logged in to Aspen, you are taken to your home page. Aspen calls this your landing page. I'm using a demo site for this tutorial. For the most part, everything you see here is what you'll see on the live site. I'll point out when there's a difference. You see 5 tabs across the top, which I will refer to as top tabs. Makes sense? You can always return to your landing page by clicking on the Pages tab. There are several boxes called widgets on the landing page. A widget is a small web application that serves a specific purpose. The first thing you'll see is that you are greeted by a large announcements widget. At the time of this recording, there were 3 announcements. The first is a reminder that student interim reports will be posted on Thursday, October 9th. The next one, with the spinning arrow, explains how you can access teacher web pages. We'll get to that in a little bit later. The last one has some links. It has a link to the quick reference guide, a link to the YCSD homepage, and a link to a list of different YCSD schools. This demo site is missing one link that is on the live site. It is of a page of frequently asked questions about Aspen. The next widget is the To-Do widget, right down here. First, you'll see the overdue online assignments. This is rarely used at the elementary level. It indicates an assignment that was supposed to be submitted online, but hasn't yet. Below that is a list of any assignments that is due today. And below that are the assignments that are due tomorrow. If you have more than one child, you will have a drop-down menu, and you can click and you can select your different children. You'll also notice that you have some checkboxes that allow you to filter what you see. So if I only want to see what's due tomorrow, I can uncheck overdue online assignments and today's assignments. The next widget is called Recent Activity. It lists entries that have been made into Aspen that relate to your child. Mostly you will see when a grade has been entered, but it also lists attendance entries like absences, tardies, and early dismissals. The live site has a third category, which is conduct. You can also filter this widget by deciding what information you want to see. So if I only wanted to see grades, I would uncheck attendance. Also, there's a little drop-down menu that allows you to choose a date range. By default, it's set for 30 days, but you can also just limit it to today, the last 7 days, or the last 30 days, the last 60 days. There is a widget that does not show up on the demo site. It's called School Links Widget, and it's used if you want to add links to your children's school websites. The Published Reports widget, which is found here and on all teacher web pages, is where the link to student interim reports and report cards will be found. These are PDF files which can be saved and/or printed. Aspen really has two sections. The first part, which we're focusing on now, contains student information such as grades, attendance, testing results, demographics, and so on. Off to the left is the Home and Page Directory buttons. These take you to the other side of Aspen, teacher web pages. We'll come back to that after we finish up with student information. The second top tab is Family. Now you not only see the top tabs, but you also see several side tabs. In fact, there are even more side tabs on the live site. I won't cover all of them here, but take the time to explore this section. You should see your child's name, date of birth, grade level, and school. If you have more than one child, there should be a list, like this. When you click on a name, it takes you to the Details page. Notice that the Details side tab is now selected. Under the orange menu bar, right here, there is some text that ends or begins with the word students. We call these breadcrumbs because, like Hansel and Gretel, they will take you back where you came from. I'll use the breadcrumbs to return to the main family page by clicking on the word students. And there's my list again. Next, I'll look at contacts. I can get there by clicking on the name and then selecting the Contacts side tab, or I can check the box and click on the Contacts side tab. Here's where you can check information by clicking on Details, such as name, phone number, email, and you might want to check to make sure these are correct. If they're not, or if something changes over the course of the school year, just call the school and ask one of the secretaries if they can update the information for you. I'm going to use my breadcrumbs, go back sort of to the home section of my family. The daily attendance side tab lets you see what attendance entries have been entered into the system. You may see absences, tardies, early dismissals. It will also indicate whether they are excused or unexcused. The assessment side tab will display the results of any standardized testing your child has taken, such as Stanford, SOL, and other tests. At the present time, no SOL scores have been entered into the live site, but that should be updated in time. Generally, you'll receive test results long before they are posted here. Take a look at one more side tab, and that's Notifications. Here you can subscribe to email notifications. First, check the box or the boxes for the addresses for which you'd like to receive the notifications. Then you have two options. You can receive notifications when your child is absent, tardy, or for early dismissal. The other option is to receive notifications when your child receives a grade below a specific grade threshold. If I set this to, say, 100, this would be kind of annoying because every time my child gets a 99 or below, I'm going to get an email. So a more practical threshold would be, say, 75 or 80. Next, we're going to take a look at the Academics top tab. This is where you'll probably spend most of your time. You should be, at first you will see Classes. When you use your breadcrumbs, this is where you'll come back to. Here is a list of your child's classes. Notice there's a drop-down menu that allows you to toggle between your children. Click on the name of the class and it takes you to information about that class. You can also click the checkbox and select Details on the side tab. When you're on the Details side tab, you'll see the teacher's name and the room number. There will be an attendance summary and an average summary. The average summary shows your child's average for each category that the teacher has set up, including how it's weighted. It also shows the grade for each quarter once it's been posted. To move to another class, you can click on the class's breadcrumb, or you can use the navigation buttons in the upper right-hand corner. They are from left to right. First class, the previous class, the magnifier, which I'm going to come back to, the next class, and the last class. And I like to use the magnifier because it gives me a list of classes to choose from, and then I can easily navigate from one class to another. Notice you can't toggle between children on this page. To view another child's details, you must return to the list of classes. Then you would use the drop-down menu to change students. The Assignments side tab takes you to a list of assignments. So I'm going to check Algebra 2 and click Assignments. And here is a list of the assignments. If I click on an assignment, it gives me a little more information. There's the category, homework, the assignment name, Chapter 5 worksheet. We can see that it was assigned on September 16th and it was also due on September 16th, and my student got 100%. I'm going to click Cancel. But you can see quite a lot of information right here, including the assignment names, when they were assigned, when they're due. Here, these are all quarter one, and these are grades. And you can see some of them say no score because these would be assignments that either the student has not turned in yet or the teacher hasn't put in a score. The Attendance side tab provides attendance information for that specific class. The next tab is the Groups tab. You probably won't spend much time here. For the most part, your child's groups are his or her classes. So I'm just going to toggle between students, and you can see here the classes. If you click on a class, it gives you a little bit of information, but really not very much. And we do not use events at the elementary level. The final top tab is Calendar. This may be the most practical place to view your child's assignments. When you first access the calendar, it'll probably be on Day View. This shows today's and tomorrow's assignments. The boxes are color-coded by class. If you don't like the colors assigned, go to the Options menu and select Calendar Settings. Here you can not only change the colors, but you can also hide the weekends if you'd like. I would leave Activate Reminders checked. Make sure you save. Notice that you can see the names of the classes for each assignment. To see more assignments at one time, try switching to the week view. This is another location where you can toggle between students. To view the details about an assignment, double-click on it. This icon right here means that there's an attachment that can be downloaded. So here's some more specifics on the assignment, and here's the link that will open up the attachment. And just open it, and this one opens up in Word. Go to the month view. This will allow you to zoom out and get a wider view of your child's assignments. The only disadvantage of this view is that you can't see the names of the classes. Eventually you may memorize which class is which color, and often you can tell the class by the name of the assignment, but not always. Now, let's go to the other side of Aspen and view the teacher web pages. First, we'll go back to the landing page by clicking on the first top tab, Pages. Below the Pages top tab are the Home and Page Directory buttons. When you click on the Page Directory button, a window opens up with icons for all of your child's teacher's class pages. Click on the Add buttons for the classes you want to access. As you see, when you do that, the Add changes to Remove. Obviously, this is how you will remove a button you no longer want visible. Once you've chosen all the buttons you want, click Close. Now, a new icon appears called Academics. This is actually a folder. When you click on it, it will open up and reveal the buttons to all the web pages you added. Once you have added the buttons, they'll be there for you next time. To close the academic folder, click back on the Home button. On this sample web page, you can see an image with the welcome message. These are division requirements for all teacher web pages. My message, like many teachers, is generic and can be left up for most of the year. To keep things more timely, I've added another widget with upcoming events. Off to the right is a widget called Class Resources. This is a place teachers may post links to websites and files to be downloaded. The name of this widget can be different, but they all behave the same way. I've created 3 folders. I can click on each one to open them. The first one contains a Word document. If you have an older version of Word and cannot open a Word document, let the teacher know. There are ways we can save files so more users can open them. As you can see in the second folder, I've saved a file as a PDF. Most people can view PDF files with Adobe Reader, a free download. The third folder has a web link. The Publish Reports widget is identical to the one on the landing page. You'll find this widget on each teacher web page. The Recent Activities widget won't show up on the teacher's web pages. This is a quirk of the demo site. Missing is the Class Information widget, which provides information that can also be found on the Student Information side of Aspen, but it includes an email link so you can contact the teacher. This concludes the online version of Parent University. I hope it has been helpful. If you have any other questions, you can use the Help menu located under the Family top tab. Help is also available on most school websites and the YCSD website. If all else fails, give your child's school a call, and someone there should be able to help you. Thank you for your time.